Welcome. Well, now, we're certainly in a pickle, aren't we? We're in a pickle jar with a lid shut, it seems like, as we're all closeted up in our home offices and living rooms. Look, in this virus disaster that we're living through and will for another few weeks, a lot of interesting things are happening aside from all of the issues with respect to the CARES Act and its predecessors, which is another story I'm not going to cover tonight. What I'm seeing as I work with more and more businesses during the course of the last 2 to 3 weeks, I'm seeing some exciting innovation going on in the middle of all of this horror we're living through. We're quite frankly learning new ways to deliver products and services because we have to. And the innovativeness is extraordinary. With our backs to the wall, so to say, we're going to find another way to get things done. And many companies are doing that, forced into this line of thinking because their current way of doing business, their current business model is just not going to work. Let me give you some examples. The best ones I have are in the physical therapy arena. Now, you'd think physical therapy, you've got to be there with the patient, hands-on, directing them through and manipulating muscles and joints and forms of movement. Not so fast. Physical therapy, and a lot of it can be done online, and it's being done. I'm working with one company that turned on a dime and has, in a matter of 2.5 weeks, is now delivering online occupational therapy for children. I mean, I've seen the pictures of it, where the child is going through the exercise, looking at an iPad where it's being demonstrated by the therapist, and there's a dialogue going on between them, all online. So that's occupational therapy. Aesthetics, estheticians or people who do facials and brow waxes. Well, that's hurt pretty badly. There's a lot in there that you need to have your hand on the face for a facial. But these very same companies know a lot about beauty tips and skincare. So they are inventing new online services to advise their patients and others that would come to their website on how to take care of your skin, because that's really what they're doing. So many of these kinds of businesses also have products they sell, so they can continue to sell products online. Pretty exciting, but a step down from where they were when people could come into the salon. Another therapist is a physical therapist and does, of course, exercises and things like that to relieve issues resulted from surgeries or broken bones and things like that. Those too can be done online through direct observation and providing them advice on how to do certain exercises. Physical fitness is a whole other arena that can be done online. I recently had some physical therapy for some back problems. Every exercise I was given, I could look at a video and see how the exercise is done and do it. This was before the virus shut everybody down, but today they can do the same exercises by observing. Could be doing these very same exercises by observing me performing them from a video camera that I put in the back of the room here. Other areas that are rethinking, small group meetings. My golly, BNI I just joined for the last 2 weeks, and we're going to do it again this week and probably for 2 or 3 more. Our BNI meetings are done over Zoom. And there's a young chapter, there's 17 of us, all online. Quite frankly, the communication is just fine. But we don't have to be in the same room to get the job done. Quite frankly, the meeting moves on faster, but that's neither here nor there. Online commerce, e-commerce. Product demos can be done online. The products can be shown and sold online, coupled with whatever way they're doing it today for e-commerce. So I could go on. There's lots of innovation that's going on here that we're teaching ourselves how to use technology, quite frankly, to perform a new way of delivering their products and services. And sometimes technology is involved and is helping them. So there are new business models emerging. So all these forces at work here, all of us are rethinking, reinventing, pivoting. I hate that word anyway, but yes, moving on to a different approach and doing it quickly and executing on a new delivery model for all sorts of different businesses. I bet you as business owners are rethinking yours as well and should continue to do so. Okay, that's, for the next several weeks, it's going to get us through, and, restaurants are still in trouble. Takeout food is not good enough to keep a lot of employees, so there's still a lot of problems to solve. And some situations don't have a really nifty solution. But think of the next 2 or 3 steps down the road. So, okay, we're now out in May, early June. COVID-19 is behind us. What's going to happen with all these innovative ideas? Once the disaster is past, do they stick? Do we continue to do them? Did we learn something new? I think we did. We are. So let me talk about 4 ways to think about this. For businesses that represent delivery of a service of some kind. Let's go back to the occupational therapy example. Because this occupational therapy can now be done online at a distance, instead of just being able to cover the local area, the Raleigh area, for patients, because patients had to go to certain places to get this therapy. Now online, because they're licensed in North Carolina, they can serve the entirety of North Carolina under that same license, providing online services. And by the way, it looks like at least one insurance company they know of, a big one here in North Carolina, you probably know who they are, is reimbursing for online therapy, where before they didn't. The question is, will that last after the dust is settled on the virus issues? But there's a business model that may stick, opening up a new market. And I think there's going to be lots of examples of this. In some cases, the business has to somewhat redefine the service that they perform. There are certain things you can't perform online. But online services for a good portion of what they're already offering could be entirely possible. And we're not going to give up on giving services directly to people coming to an office or meeting with them in an office. But if you could expand your reach, you have in effect broadened your market greatly. In addition to that, it's easier access. I mean, I'm not on Zoom now, but I'm on Zoom a good part of the day. So I'm kind of used to this. But it gives you really easy access. You don't have to get in an automobile and go somewhere to talk to individuals. You can do a mixture of it. Every now and then we meet face to face, or we meet at the Panera or whatever, which some people do. And this form of service delivery is much more convenient. It is probably more efficient to deliver services this way, just by virtue of the time you save in going places. Less expensive because there's less demand for office staff and things like that if you do it online. But think about it. for all of these therapy examples I gave you earlier, every single one of them has a distinct possibility of having invented a new business model for themselves and coming out the other end of this virus issue. They could have expanded markets and actually, over the course of the next year and a half, make far more money and service, maybe more importantly, many more patients than they could otherwise. It's pretty exciting to think about that. I'll think about sales in a minute. Instead of getting in your automobile and going to somebody's office, you might be able to couple certain sales calls all online. It's going to be more efficient for the reasons I just got through saying. In addition, your potential customer may view it that way as well. They don't have to go somewhere. That there may be a greater satisfaction in dealing people in a much more efficient way, gaining more and more loyalty. So let me give you an example. One company I've talked to for many weeks now sells blinds for windows, faux blinds, and many others. In the sales situation, this person has to get in their automobile, travel many miles to show them samples and to measure their windows, take the order, and leave. He's very good at it. Well, if he could do a substantial part of this online, like the initial sales call to understand their needs, that could be done online. That's a conversation. To understand their interest in the kinds of fabrics or kinds of faux wood blinds that they might want, that could be done with pictures and demonstration models and leafing through various kinds of fabrics. That a preliminary selection or an assessment of what they're mostly interested in. So reducing the amount of time that when you do show up, the selection of the exact design of the blind or the selection that they choose of fabric has been narrowed down to a much smaller set. So when he has to actually then go, let me back up. And the measurement of the window can be done through the use of the telephone on the customer's end and him observing and instructing them how to measure, literally how to measure the window with a tape measure. So many of these things could be done online. He would become more efficient. He could do more sales in the course of a day instead of spending, quite frankly, a third or more of his day in an automobile going from here to there. So he's going to be much more satisfied, but I think his customers are going to be much impressed and perhaps create greater loyalty in somebody who's thoughtful enough to save sales time and deliver a very personalized sales process from the very beginning, all done online. So that's sales. That's an example of sales. So you should kind of think about rethinking the way you do sales. Marketing as well. In your marketing messages, you can get across what a wonderful experience it is working with your company, because you have these very well thought out processes for helping your customers during the sales process and in the support process later on. It's much more direct. You're much more spontaneous, quite frankly. And what enables all of this is tools we know of today, tools that are not hard to use. I'm on Facebook Live. I'm an old fart. What the heck am I doing on Facebook Live? Even I could figure this out. I'm reasonably intelligent about technology, but I had to read a little bit, practice it. I can do videos. I can do live broadcasts. I can post stuff on Facebook and LinkedIn. So can you, and so can everybody else. or you've got someone in your staff doing it. The tools for how to deliver online services are out there. There's hundreds of them. You got to learn the ones that fit your need and what you need to do. The support structure you have as a company can be done online for the most part, even fixing problems. Imagine being able to call up a housewife or have a housewife call your company and their washing machine is broken or their dishwasher is broken. And you have a technician on the line with the housewife has her phone, and the person at the company says, look, show me, put your camera, direct your camera to a particular part of the innards of the dishwasher. And they do it. Maybe simple instructions on where to point the camera. Maybe there's, you unscrew the filter, you show them how to do that with a demonstration or a simple explanation. So they're seeing each other with their telephones in their hand, a technician providing advice on how a housewife might be able to solve her own problem with some simple instructions from the technician. Avoiding a trip, in other words, $95 to $110 just to get somebody there, let alone what it's going to cost to actually fix the thing. So you can be very inventive using these very same technologies and how you deliver support to your customers. Think about it. So I'm gonna get off it now. But I tell you, I've lived through a few crises in my life. Here again is another example of American ingenuity and innovativeness and go-get-her-done kind of viewpoint of things coming true again. And I'm seeing it every day, and I'm excited about it. I am entirely disappointed about what is happening to us with this brand new virus, what we've never heard of 6 weeks ago, now is taken our economy and turned it upside down. It'll take us the rest of the year to recover. But it is what it is. Americans step up to the plate and find new ways to get stuff done, and I'm seeing it every day. I'm proud of it. And I want to be proud of you as you think of your ideas too. Hey, look, have conversations about this on the internet. I've got a bunch of videos on the Entre business page on Facebook. Respond to them. Throw your ideas out there. Start conversations with us. I'll respond to you. I'm on Facebook. I'm on LinkedIn. Or you just send me an email. But I urge you to don't despair. Be safe, though. Don't be crazy. Don't be going out there and be unprotected. But follow the instruction from the people who are trying to keep us safe. But I wish you the best. Keep the innovation coming. And I think a lot of what we're doing here will last into the future as new ways of delivering services and delivering products. Have a great evening. Great to talk to you. Bye-bye.